Cassie from the Science Department. This video is to help walk you through printing up status reports for Intervention Day. Our first full Intervention Day will be this Wednesday. First thing you're going to do, if you don't already have an icon up on your desktop for Internet Explorer, or you don't have it pinned on your taskbar, you're going to click on the Windows icon and type the letters I followed by E, and that will bring up Internet Explorer for you. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to navigate to any district website. Our website works just fine. And the right hand top corner, you have this thing that says Quick Links. Go ahead and click on that. Navigate down to the Tools section and click on Encore. Go ahead and log in with your username and password. Now on my Encore, I have Secondary Gradebook as one of my favorites, so it comes up over here in the left hand side, but you might not have that in yours. What you're going to do is go to the right hand corner and you're going to click in the search bar typing Secondary Gradebook. That will pull up this search. If you would like to have it show up on your favorite screen, just click the heart on the left hand side and that will put it in your favorite section. Go ahead and click on it now. You'll need to have Java enabled for this, so if a pop-up menu comes up for you to do that, go ahead and say allow, but there should be also a button that says please don't ever ask me this again, and if you don't want it to keep asking you, click that and click the go ahead and enable Java. Alright, on my laptop at home the screen's a little bit doesn't fit as well as my computer at school does, so you might be able to see a little bit more than I can, but this is the old Gradebook for those of you newbies with us. It has a few things. If you're looking for interventions, this is where it is currently. It may be moving in the future, but it will be there right now. What we're going to look at here is we're going to look on the right hand side where we have this huge list of reports, and what we're wanting to look for is this Student Status Report. When we click on that, it'll take us to this screen. This drop down menu will allow you to choose the correct class. Now on Wednesday will actually be an A day, so you should select your 5th period class. Some of you may have the same kids for your A day Longhorn Pride as you do your B day. Some of you might not, so make sure you pay attention to that because it will change every other Wednesday for you. For me, I only have a couple students that are different and everybody else is the same. All right, now here it's going to be very important that you're going to select practice assessments because of the fact that many teachers have switched over to standards-based grading, and these practice assignments, which would normally be the regular assignments, won't come up unless you make sure that's clicked. Now here you can choose to have missing come up, absent come up, and then also this one that says can retake. Most teachers don't actually select that. It's not very common, but if you see a C come up next to a kid's grade, usually that's a teacher indicating, hey, you did a really low score, you should come in and retake this. Click the red checkbox, and that will select every student in your Longhorn Pride class. Go ahead and hit the print button. Alright, this doesn't actually print, it brings up a file that you can print. So here I have all of my students, all of my Longhorn Pride students, all the way down to the bottom. Now if it's easier for you to print paper and then evaluate the kids will have to have a sheet of paper eventually, but I don't think we're going to have any special activities this time around, so you just need to print the kids that you need to send in for intervention. Now intervention, you're going to select your kids with D's and F's. So right here, let's take a look at my students. Really quickly, my first student, she's got no grades. She's got 1 grade in the system. You're going to keep going until you find a student that's in trouble like this student here. This student is struggling in both math and history and needs to make sure that they get to the class they need to go to. Now, because we are having problems with the grading system, it may not be coming up as an actual grade for a while. So this first intervention day, we're going to just highlight assignments that are missing, and we're going to send kids to the classes where they have missing assignments. So here, if there was actually a grade here, let's say that this student was failing 8th grade math and also failing in history here. If they had a higher or close to passing grade in math, that's where we're going to send the kid first, because we want to get them the most credits they can get. We want them to get the most passing grades that they can get. So let's say in Christine Capron's class, let's say the student had a 57%, and in U.S. history, this student had a 42%. Well, we're going to send them to Capron's class first, and then make the U.S. history honors secondary. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your favorite color highlighter and you are going to highlight the class that this student needs to go to. Now, I don't have a highlighter on here, so I'm going to pretend that this green box is my highlighters. So I'm going to highlight both Christine Capron and I'm going to highlight Brett's class as well. All right, now we already established that this kid is hypothetically having a 58% in Capron's class. So what we do is we write next to this class, we write, this is your first priority. You go to this classroom first. Then we write next to this one, this is your second priority. Now, the student may go to Christine's class first and find that it's full. She can't take any more students. If that happens, the student should automatically go to their second priority class. If that second priority class happens to be full as well, and you have not designated a third priority for them to go to, then they will come back to your Longhorn Pride class to be with you. If, however, they do happen to get into one of these classes for intervention, what you are going to do is they need to take the responsibility and take this report up to the teacher. Once they have completed all that they can complete with the teacher, that teacher is going to sign them off. Once they're done with a room, then they can travel to the next room. So for example, let's say this kid went to Bishop's class. Brett's going to come over here. He's going to sign his name somewhere on his line or somewhere where his class is. And then that proves to the Longhorn Pride teacher that the kid actually did go there and get help. Now, if the kid has time, they'll move on to Christine Capron's class, see if she has more openings. Maybe kids have left. If they haven't, the kid comes straight back to you and they hand you this sheet to let you know they have actually accomplished something. If a student does not bring back this sheet, then that is points for removing citizenship, or removing good citizenship from the student. These forms will help us to have a little bit more accountability for the students and to sort of keep track of where they're going and where they've been. Now, other students actually, I'm not sure what the policy is on that, so I'm not going to tell you what the other students do on days that there's actually activities going on, that if they don't have D's and F's, they can go, because I'm blanking right now what you're supposed to do for the procedures there. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do before this video ends is I'm going to show you how to print this. If you have the screen up, what you're going to do is hit Control P. And that's going to bring up your print dialog box. And in the print dialog box, you don't want to waste too much paper with this. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit the multiple button here. Your screen might be a little bit different than mine, but you're going to look for a button that says multiple. Click on multiple, and then here it's custom 2 by 2. And this is going to let me print for a page. I would not do too small because then it starts getting a little bit harder to see. If you do 2, that actually just does 2 per page. That's pretty visible. This is the same as 2 by 2. You've got 4 on the page. And then once you get to 6, you're getting to a size that's almost unreadable and you can't read what assignments the kids have. So I would suggest going ahead and staying at that 2 by 2 or the 4 on a page. You're going to have to cut them out, of course, but that it will kind of save on paper, so you don't have like 30 something sheets every single week that you're printing out for your Longhorn Pride class. Go ahead and hit print on this, and then you'll have your sheets that you can highlight and then mark first, second priority for all of your kids. All right, hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anybody in the committee. We're always willing to help you guys out.